Reflections on a Plant. This is a short entitled The Pressure Appears, or Fellowship, Friendliness, or I forgot what I said. Anyways, so I featured this Scindapsus in the last reflection on the plant. He's been just a stem and a node and a leaf for over 2 years, possibly 3, but at least 2 years. So looking at Cindy Platt and his success with the Leca Moss combination with Alocasias, earlier this year I decided to try this with this guy. He's a variegated Scindapsus jade. So anyways, and so he did, his typical nothing for quite a bit of time. Then all of a sudden his leaves became turgid, and I was shared, just the concept of expectation and patiently waiting. I forget the memory of enduring and abiding. He's in the enduring and abiding. Anyways, so this was my variegated the fiddle leaf philodendrons. I have horsehead philodendrons. I have several. I don't know what they are anymore because most of them are still in juvenile state, even though I've had them for a while. But this one was the best growing one. Actually, was highly variegated. He's in other videos. But I've got the plain green. I have one that's supposed to be silver. I had the Splash Gordon, and I had the yellow or golden fiddle, but I don't know who's who, because except for the highly variegated yellow one that I got as a 1-leaf or 2-leaf cutting, so many years ago. The other ones are all still juvenile, and they're not expressing any particular variegation traits that I can be certain of. Anyways, I went ahead and cut him, even though he was doing so great. And he, because he was full plant, and I just wanted to make more. But he, in Leca water, did nothing for at least a month or so. So I said, well, since he's just been here for at least 2 years, he can share. So I put him in. What is that? What is that? Of course I know what that is. That is a new growth point. A new growth point. Look at that new growth point. I'm not even certain how long it's been here, because I just happenstance discovered it and said, what? So I'm not certain if that popped in since the video. Of course, I didn't notice a good new growth point when I did the endure and abide reflections on a plant. So we don't know. So what do you think? Our applications are, obviously, the presence of others. The pressure of them zooming into our spaces challenge and push us to be better, which might be why the Lord puts difficult people in your pathway so many times. Or is it the friendly fellowship, having someone else to go alongside you? I don't know. They're two different plants. Anyways, but I just saw that, and of course, I was just delighted to see the growth point. But then my mind, of course, when I look at my plants, I always think about the Lord and think about spiritual applications, and said, I think I even said that in the video, that I'm going to put this in here in the pot to see if that puts some pressure on him, because he's like, someone else is invading my territory. I have to grow now. So of course that means that I'm leaning more into the pressure appears, which means that unfortunately the Lord might put people in your way to hog your space and try your soul, just so that you will stop sitting around doing nothing. But on a more positive spin, it could just be you aren't encouraged and you just kind of feel isolated and lonely, and so you just kind of sit in your snow state until someone else comes along, and then that is your impetus to move forward. Who knows? Anyways, I thought it was fun. So this was supposed to be a short, so it is short.